What is up, guys? Hope you're doing well. Like I always hope, I really have never been hoping that y'all are doing anything but well. Okay, so let's just acknowledge the faithfulness of my hope levels for you guys, okay? I want to share one way that God has just molded me, and you could even say protected me. But I want to testify about someone who put in my life, and his name is Mitchell Dalton Welch from Katy, Texas. And Mitchell is the guy that was my college pastor when I was a college student. Somewhere along the way of that, he became not just someone that I knew of, but as I began volunteering more and more within the college ministry and leading different things, eventually he became someone that was meeting with me every week to hold me accountable to following Jesus, my discipler, as I say it. We say it around here in our lingo. So he became my discipler, and then he became my boss in College Station when I went on staff with the college ministry. And then he's a guy that invited my family to move to Arkansas with him. Y'all probably have already heard his name if you've listened to a video or two, but man, he's been my direct spiritual overseer for a decade. And for a large portion of that decade was my boss, and I was reporting to him, weekly, seeing him just about 7 days a week, or at least 5 for sure. And so a significant relationship, right? Like, I don't know how many of you guys have had a boss that you report to weekly for 7-8 years. Drop a comment in the chat if you've done that before. And here's the thing, guys, most people don't love their boss, but I love Mitchell. And the reason is because Mitchell loves me, but not in a, oh, he's just always nice, or oh, he's just does what I want him to do. It's like, no, he really cares for me and cared for me throughout all of those seasons. And most of us don't get that from a boss, where they feel like the boss genuinely cares about them and is looking out for them and is wanting them to be the best they can be. Most people don't experience that. And you would think the church would be an exception to that, but oftentimes ministry roles can be like almost even worse, where maybe people feel burnout, or they feel unseen, or they feel like they're just being used to advance an organization, but feeling shallow in the level of relational and spiritual depth of what's going on. And I've just never experienced that with Mitchell. I just want to testify to just the quality of his character and the purity of his heart as a pastor and as a leader is just amazing. And that's just amazing as it is, but specifically for him to be like the guy that pastored my 20s, like he was the overseer for my soul in the formative years of my spiritual walk. These character formation years, these early adulthood, becoming your own person, establishing yourself as a man, forming your worldview, like to super change your mind about something past age 25 or something like that is very hard to do. And a lot of people, by the time they get to 25, they've been burned in some way by someone and become jaded, particularly as it relates to idealistic people, dreamers, perfectionists, people of faith, that want to see a brighter day come. Those people often are, that the pitfall, the difference of expectation from what you hoped for to what reality is, can hit those people even harder. And I'm one of those people. And so for God to just put me under a leader that really just brought the best out of me. He many times corrected me when I needed correction, and it wasn't out of his own ego or pride, like actual care. And many times just encouraged me and affirmed me in things that either I didn't know were true, or I did know were true, but it just hits different when it's coming from your boss or from like a father-like figure rather than just your buddy or someone that looks up to you. And so just Mitchell's affirmation throughout the years, and just the quality of his character and his leadership and the opportunities he's given me too. I mean, I could be a whole other video of really a way that God's provided for me, is, man, half the jobs I've ever worked have come through Mitchell. And that's not something that I anticipated, at all, of course, when I first knew who he was or anything like that. But obviously God has used him to open doors in my life, but that doesn't feel like it even compares to the weight, the gravity of just God nurturing my character. I mean, protecting my soul, that I can make it to 28 years old and I'm not just jaded, burnt out on life and frustrated and done with church and done with established careers and forget bosses and forget pastors and they're all evil. It's like, that's not how I feel, and it's because it's not my experience, even though I know that is so common. I'm just so thankful to the Lord that I got to serve under a great man, and I'm still serving under him. Like, I'm still a volunteer at the church, but I don't have a, he's not my boss anymore. I don't have a vocational role. But man, it's just been an amazing relationship, and God just knew. And hey, he's from the Houston area, and he's a hoot, a blast. He's goofy. We have some similar personality traits, some similar convictions. I mean, it just felt like so unifying and freeing and just amazing. I could talk about him for a lot longer, but I'm not going to. But if you want to listen to my sermon on our church website from like June 2022, you can hear me just weeping. Like, I sound like a baby, but just talking about all the things I've seen in Mitchell that have inspired me. And man, I'm just so much better off as a man, as a husband, as a follower of Jesus than I ever would be without him. And I'm just so thankful for his presence, and so thankful that God let me be under him. Like, I didn't choose that for myself. I wasn't like looking for the best pastor and then I found Mitchell. It was just sovereign. It's just God's hand, and so I'm thankful for that. That's all I got for y'all today. Hey, tell someone that's invested in you thank you today. Just for me. Tell them Jeremy said. All right. Talk to y'all soon. Life is worship. God is love.